In the last aphorism number 4, we have seen about the causes which deranges the health. They are the causes of the disease and how to remove them. Now, in the aphorism number 5, we are going to discuss about the exciting and fundamental causes which we should have to know properly to conduct a permanent cure. As in the last aphorism, you know the causes of the disease and how to remove these causes to conduct the cure. Now, in this aphorism number 5, we are going to discuss about these exciting and fundamental causes. When you are going to take the complete picture of the disease in that patient, that is the totality of the disease, and when you are going to revise all these things, as the causes you should have to know, that is your part of knowledge. And here again he has said about you should have to know about the exciting cause, especially in case of acute disease, useful to the physician in assisting him to cure, are the particulars of the most probable exciting cause. So if you are having the idea, if you are having the knowledge of exciting cause, especially in case of acute disease, this knowledge part, it is going to help you to assist the cure. Means these exciting causes you can remove along with the medicinal application. It is going to promote the health of that patient. As also the most significant points in the whole history of the chronic case to enable him to discover its fundamental cause. And the second thing about the fundamental cause, the first exciting causes you must have to acquire in that patient. The second thing, the fundamental causes also you have to know for the curing of that disease, especially in case of chronic conditions. So these two things, according to Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, they are most worth knowing while conducting a cure, which is generally due to a chronic miasm. These fundamental causes, they are mainly observed in case of chronic diseases. They are because of chronic miasms. In this investigation, the ascertainable physical constitution of the patient, his moral and intellectual character, his occupation, mode of living and habits, his social and domestic relation, his age, sexual functions, etc., are to be taken into consideration. When you are going to take the case of that patient, you are going to take the totality of that patient, while taking all these things, while taking the totality of the disease, these things which has been explained by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, they are his usual mode of occupation, his moral and intellectual character, his mode of living and habits, his social and domestic relations, his age, sexual functions, etc., are to be taken into consideration. When these things which are related to the patient, as his living standard, as his lifestyle, all these things, if you are going to collect in your totality of the disease, these things, they may indicate if there is existence of any exciting cause or any fundamental cause. So to rule out these two things as a cause behind the disease, whatever may be the disease, it is acute or chronic, to rule out these causative factors while taking the case, while collecting the totality of the disease, these things which has been explained in the last of this aphorism, mode of living, occupation, age, sex, about his habits, about his usual mode of occupation, physical constitution, moral and intellect of that patient, these things must have to be well considered and scrutinized. So that is the explanation in the aphorism number 5 about exciting and fundamental cause. Now in the sixth aphorism, we are going to discuss about the unprejudiced observer and what he should have to make as his attention while conducting the cure. The unprejudiced observer, well aware of the totality, well aware of futility of transcendental speculations and can receive no confirmation from experience. His powers of penetration, ever so great, takes note of nothing in every individual disease except the changes in the health of the body and of the mind, that is the morbid phenomena, which can be perceived externally by means of the senses. He notices only the deviation from the former healthy state of now deceased individual, which are felt by the patient himself, remarkable by those around him, and observed by the physician. All these perceptible signs present the disease in its whole extent. That is, together they form the true and only conceivable portrait of the disease. Conceivable portrait of the disease means the complete totality of the disease that we are going to obtain. It is related as a whole picture of the disease which you are going to cure completely. And as these things you are going to obtain from the patient, as you are the true practitioner of healing art, how you will obtain all these things? You are going to obtain all these things as a neutrality in your mind to collect all these things. You are going to observe that patient without any bias things, without any background in your mind about the disease and that person also. You are going to collect the exact things which has been explained by that patient. You are going to collect also the things which has been observed by the relatives or the friends of the patient. These two things you are going to collect in your totality of the disease, and the most important thing, what you have observed, that is also you are going to maintain in your totality of the disease. So all these things, all these perceptible signs, they represent the disease in its whole extent. That is the complete collection of the totality of that disease. And when you are having well awareness of the futility of transcendental speculations, which can receive no confirmation from experience, means not only the experience or without any speculation, you can obtain only the complete picture of the disease. In short, if the things which has been narrated by the patient, the things which has been narrated by the attendants or his relatives, and the observation of homeopathic physician, all these three things, they are going to constitute a complete picture of the disease. While collecting this data, you are not going to apply your ideas to the disease. You are not maintaining any speculation, or you are not maintaining, or you are not measuring your experience in the collection of these things. So without these things, without any speculation, without any bias things, you are going to collect all the things which are present in your patient. At that time only, it is a complete totality of the disease that you are going to cure. That is in the aphorism number 6 about his attention to collect the totality of the disease. Now in the aphorism number 7, the removal of totality of symptoms, it is the complete cure of the disease. Means till the aphorism number 6 you are having the idea about the disease, about the causative factors of the disease, about the removal of the disease, about the obstacles to cure of the disease, about the causative factors. Means till the aphorism number 6, if you are going to maintain all these things for the cure of the disease, when you have conducted this type of cure, it will be the removal of totality of complete symptoms. Here you have seen about the totality of symptoms, how you are going to collect. After the collecting the totality of symptoms, you are going to remove this totality by the application of medicine. And in the aphorism number 7, if you are going to conduct this type of procedure for the cure, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann has said that this is the removal of totality of symptoms. Means you have removed that disease. You have removed that disease and nothing is remaining there. Nothing is remaining there for the cure. The totality of the symptoms must be the principle. This totality of the symptom, it must be the principle. Indeed, the only thing the physician has to take note of in every case of disease for its removal. And this removal, it should be by means of his art. By means of his art means the physician have that much tact, knowledge and application for the cure of that disease. That is the art of that homeopathic physician. And if you are going to conduct this type of cure, you are going to remove this totality in such a way that all these things they are maintained in your curing procedure. It is only possible now to transform the disease state into health. That is the explanation in the aphorism number 7. And now in the aphorism number 8, we will discuss the diseases is getting cured internally. Till now you have seen the removal of totality, it is a cure of disease. And in the 8th aphorism, we will see that when you have removed this totality of the disease, how it is said that the removal of the internal derangement it is also there. As the internal derangement of the dynamic force, it is going to reflect in the external form, which are called as disease. These external forms in the totality you are going to cure. When this totality of the disease it has been cured, in the 8th aphorism it has been explained, it is not conceivable nor can it be proved by any experience in the world that after removal of all the symptoms of the disease and of the entire collection of the perceptible phenomenon, there should or could remain anything else besides the health, or that the morbid alteration in the interior could remain ineradicable. If you are going to remove the totality of the disease, there is no essence, there is no presence of the internal derangement of the vital energy or the vital force of that person. You have corrected the internal derangement also, and that's why here in this aphorism nothing is remaining there in this patient to cure internally also. Means in short, after the removal of the totality, you have removed the internal derangement also in that patient. It is the explanation in the aphorism number 8. Thank you.